You are just a burden, Chidi shouted, throwing Mama Ada's bag outside. Go away, Mama. We don't want you here anymore. His wife Amara added with a cold smirk. You should have left long ago. We're tired of you. Mama Ada stood trembling in the hallway, tears pouring down her wrinkled cheeks. Her frail hands clutched the edge of her faded shawl as she watched Chidi, her only son, toss her belongings angrily onto the muddy street. Chidi, my son, please, don't do this, she sobbed softly. Where will I go? I raised you in this very home. Chidi glared coldly, his voice filled with bitterness. You lost your job, Mama. We can't afford to keep you anymore. You're not our problem now. Her voice trembled, heartbroken and pleading. But, my child, I've nowhere else to go. Please, think of your father. Amara stood silently, arms crossed, a wicked smirk playing on her lips, hidden from Chidi's eyes. She whispered almost joyfully, She brought this on herself. Chidi turned away without a hint of regret. Mama Ada fell slowly to her knees, tears blurring her vision as neighbors gathered quietly, murmuring sadly at the cruel sight. My son. Why? She whispered, broken. But Chidi slammed the door, leaving her alone, abandoned in the cold, with nothing but a heart heavy with grief and betrayal. Years before, Mama Ada's life was filled with love and laughter. Young and beautiful, she had married Obinna, a gentle, kind-hearted man whose smile warmed her soul. Their wedding day was humble but joyous. Obinna held her hands tenderly and promised, Ada, my queen, I'll love and protect you forever. Their happiness blossomed further when Chidi was born, a beautiful child who quickly became their world. Obinna kissed Ada's forehead gently, whispering softly, Our son will have all that we never had. But fate turned cruel one rainy evening. Obinna, rushing home from work, met with a terrible accident. Mama Ada collapsed screaming when the dreadful news came. My Obinna, no, no, she wailed desperately, clutching their infant son tightly to her chest. Alone, heartbroken, and helpless, she buried her beloved husband, promising tearfully over his grave, I will raise our son well, Obinna. I promise. That night, cradling her sleeping child, Mama Ada wept bitterly. She knew from then on every struggle ahead would be hers alone. Her heart ached painfully, knowing her life would never again be filled with the happiness she once cherished. Life became unbearably harsh for Mama Ada after Obinna's death. Poverty forced her into exhausting jobs. Each morning before sunrise, she trudged miles to wash clothes for wealthy families, hands bruised and swollen, but heart determined. Afternoons, she cleaned homes, swallowing her pride to earn enough to feed her little Chidi. Nightfall found her cooking street food, tired eyes straining under the dim light, praying silently. God, let tomorrow be kinder. Often hunger gnawed at her stomach as she quietly gave her food to her growing boy, smiling sadly. Eat, Chidi. Mama isn't hungry. She cried herself to sleep countless nights, body aching, spirit broken, but never showing her son her agony. Her clothes grew thin, patched repeatedly. Neighbors pitied her, whispering, Poor Ada, life has been too cruel. Yet Mama Ada kept pushing through every humiliation, every hardship, driven by an unshakable love. Years passed painfully slow, every day a battle for survival. Her only solace was watching Chidi grow, believing his future was worth any sacrifice. Against all odds, Mama Ada's endless labor paid off. She proudly enrolled Chidi in an expensive, prestigious college. The night before he left, exhausted and frail, she held him tightly, whispering tearfully, Make your mama proud, my son. That night, despite her tired bones and weary soul, She smiled with relief, silently thanking Obinna. She knew every hardship endured had given her son the chance she never had, hoping someday he might remember her sacrifices. Mama Ada felt immense joy watching Chidi exchange vows with Amara. Her heart swelled with hope, believing finally happiness would find its way back into their lives. Her wrinkled hands clutched tightly at the edges of her simple dress as she whispered tearfully, "May your lives be filled with joy, my son." As celebrations echoed around the lavish hall, Mama Ada stood in a quiet corner, smiling softly, unnoticed by most. She felt peace, believing her sacrifices had finally borne fruit. But soon after, reality painfully changed. Amara revealed her true colors, her sweet demeanor replaced by bitterness and manipulation. She whispered poison into Chidi's ears daily. "Mama doesn't respect me," Amara cried falsely, shedding fake tears in front of Chidi. Confused and manipulated, Chidi began blaming Mama Ada. Arguments filled the house daily, breaking Mama Ada's gentle heart. "You disrespect my wife, Mama! Stop causing trouble!" Chidi shouted angrily, as Amara watched triumphantly behind him. "But Chidi, I raised you better than this!" Mama Ada pleaded softly, heartbroken. "Maybe you shouldn't have," Chidi snapped, bitterly, turning his back. Each harsh word felt like a dagger slicing her soul. Her eyes clouded with pain. She prayed silently, "God, save my son from this darkness." Her hope faded slowly, replaced by endless sorrow. The happiness she had imagined shattered cruelly, replaced by the cold reality of loneliness and betrayal, deeply hurting her heart. Mama Ada's life became unbearable after Chidi's marriage. Neither Chidi nor Amara worked, leaving all responsibilities upon her aging shoulders. Exhausted, she struggled daily, cooking, cleaning, and washing tirelessly. Yet instead of gratitude, she faced constant humiliation. Amara mocked her openly, ridiculing her poverty and weakness. "You're so slow, Mama," Amara sneered, kicking aside freshly cleaned laundry. "No wonder your husband died early. Even he couldn't stand you." Mama Ada's eyes filled with tears. She whispered weakly, "Please, my daughter, don't speak like this." But Amara laughed cruelly, knowing her words pierced deeply. Chidi, influenced by Amara, grew increasingly disrespectful. "You're useless, Mama," he would snap ungratefully. "We give you a roof, isn't that enough?" One painful evening, Mama Ada stood silently behind the kitchen door, listening as Amara poisoned her son's mind further. "When will this old burden disappear from our lives?" Chidi bitterly muttered. Mama Ada froze, heart pounding painfully. Each word sliced deeper than any blade ever could. Her knees weakened, tears streaming uncontrollably down her face. Her son, whom she cherished above all, now wished her gone. Unable to move, she clutched her chest, whispering painfully, "Oh God, why did I live to see this day?" That night, lying alone on her cold mat, Mama Ada wept silently, every sob filled with agony. Her spirit broken, her heart shattered beyond repair by the son she had devoted her life to protect. One rainy evening, while cleaning an old cupboard, Mama Ada found faded documents, wrapped carefully in an old cloth. Her trembling hands unfolded them slowly, eyes widening in disbelief. Tears blurred her vision as she read carefully. Obinna had purchased land years ago, now forgotten. "Obinna," she whispered softly, heart aching. Memories flooded back, his smile, his gentle voice promising, "Ada, I'll always care for you." Shaking, Mama Ada sought help quietly. After inquiries, the land's worth was confirmed. Millions. She sat alone, stunned, realizing her poverty could finally end. Her heart pounded with relief and shock. Her sacrifices, her pain, all suddenly seemed worthwhile. Yet joy quickly mixed with sadness. Thoughts of Chidi's betrayal tormented her heart. Do I tell them? She wondered tearfully. Mama Ada decided to test their loyalty. She hid the papers carefully, knowing the truth could wait. Instead, she told Chidi and Amara she lost her job, observing carefully their reaction. Mama Ada stood nervously before Chidi and Amara, hands trembling slightly. Taking a deep breath, she softly began. My children, I lost my job today. Things will get difficult. I might need your support more than ever. Amara's eyes immediately hardened, and Chidi's face twisted angrily. You lost your job again? Chidi shouted cruelly. Are we meant to feed and clothe you forever? Mama, Amara hissed, her voice dripping with malice. You've been nothing but trouble. We can't afford another mouth to feed. But please, Mama Ada pleaded softly, her voice breaking, eyes filling with tears. I have nowhere else to go. Chidi turned away, his voice cold. That's your problem, Mama, not ours. Get out. Mama Ada watched in horror as they mercilessly threw her things into the street again, confirming her fears. Their love was truly dead. Standing alone, heart crushed beyond repair, Mama Ada whispered painfully, So this is the reward for my sacrifices. Her tears flowed silently, the bitter realization of betrayal and abandonment sinking deep. She knew now the cruel truth. She was unwanted, unloved, cast aside by her only son and his ruthless wife. Rain fell heavily as Mama Ada sobbed uncontrollably, kneeling in the muddy street. Neighbors watched sadly, whispering quietly, stunned by the heartbreaking scene. My son! Why did you do this? She cried weakly, clutching her scattered belongings, each soaked and ruined. Her frail body trembled from exhaustion, despair consuming her. An elderly neighbor, Mama Nakichi, quickly approached, eyes filled with compassion. Gently, she helped Mama Ada stand, whispering softly, Come, Ada. Stay with me tonight. Mama Ada looked at her gratefully, tears mixing with rain. Why show kindness to someone unwanted by her own blood? Mama Nkechi embraced her warmly, replying gently, Family isn't always blood, Ada. Your heart deserves more. In that moment, the contrast between this stranger's kindness and her son's cruelty pierced Mama Ada's soul. Leaning weakly on Mama Nkechi's supportive arm, she walked, away, heart shattered, yet warmed by compassion. Inside, she whispered softly, Perhaps there's hope after all. Knowing this painful betrayal had finally freed her from false illusions, giving her strength to rise again. Empowered by newfound courage, Mama Ada claimed Obina's land. Selling just a part, she swiftly became wealthy, her struggles finally ending. With careful planning, she bought a beautiful, modest house. Stepping into her new home, tears of relief filled her eyes. This is for you, Obina, she whispered softly, feeling his presence lovingly beside her. But as Mama Ada healed, memories of painful neglect lingered. Remembering her own suffering, a deeper purpose stirred within her heart. Determined, she decided, no one else should suffer like I did. Driven by compassion and past pain, she generously built homes for elderly, people abandoned like her. Soon, Mama Ada became a respected philanthropist, beloved for her kindness and generosity. Each evening, she warmly greeted elderly residents, her heart fulfilled by smiles of gratitude. They whispered softly, Mama Ada gave us dignity again. Yet privately, Mama Ada still remembered her past vividly, her heart occasionally aching. Her kindness had turned pain into purpose, rejection into respect. Her former hardships now empowered her to heal others' wounds. Standing proudly among the elders she sheltered, Mama Ada smiled softly, whispering humbly, "From my greatest pain came my greatest strength." Her journey taught the community powerful lessons of resilience, kindness, and forgiveness. But deep within, Mama Ada never forgot the cruel betrayal she endured, transforming it into love for those who truly needed it, honoring Obina's memory beautifully. Chidi and Amara stood stunned, hearing whispers about Mama Ada's newfound fortune. Greed surged through their hearts, eyes wide with disbelief. "How could we be so foolish?" Amara panicked, suddenly regretful. "We must apologize immediately." Rushing desperately to Mama Ada's beautiful home, they knocked urgently, pretending remorse. "Mama," Chidi cried falsely, tears forced. "Forgive me, I was wrong. Please give us another chance." Mama Ada calmly opened the door, her gaze firm and steady. "Chidi," she spoke quietly, her voice gentle but unwavering. "When you threw me out, I begged you for mercy. You showed none." "But Mama," Chidi pleaded anxiously, "we've changed." She shook her head slowly, tears glistening. "No, my son. You seek my money, not forgiveness." Amara, frustrated, snapped rudely. "Can't you see we're sorry?" Mama Ada replied, softly yet powerfully. "Your hearts betrayed you once. I won't allow it again." Turning gently, she closed the door, leaving them humiliated. Chidi collapsed in regret, realizing his mother was lost forever due to his greed. Her gentle rejection, piercing his heart sharply. At a grand community gathering, Mama Ada stood gracefully before everyone, her eyes filled with wisdom. Chidi and Amara watched nervously from the crowd, ashamed. "My dear friends," Mama Ada began passionately, "I gave my entire life, my youth, my strength, everything for my son. I worked day and night, never resting, always sacrificing, praying he would remember me in old age." She paused tearfully, voice trembling. "But when old age arrived, I faced humiliation, cruelty, and rejection. My own son abandoned me, throwing me onto the streets." The crowd murmured sympathetically, glaring accusingly at Chidi. Turning directly to Chidi, Mama Ada spoke with heartbreaking sincerity. "A mother's sacrifices should never be forgotten, Chidi. Gratitude, compassion, and respect, these were your duties, but greed blinded you." Chidi bowed his head, painfully ashamed. Then Mama Ada announced firmly, "Today, publicly, I declare, my wealth will serve those abandoned like me. My fortune belongs entirely to charity and elderly care. Chidi, my son, you have forfeited your inheritance." Gasps echoed through the stunned crowd. Mama Ada's voice softened with dignity. "This is justice, not revenge. Let it teach all children the sacred duty toward their parents." Silence fell as Mama Ada left the stage proudly, her message clear, unforgettable, and deeply moving. The community embraced Mama Ada's noble decision warmly, celebrating her compassion and strength. She became a symbol of hope, dignity, and resilience. Meanwhile, Chidi and Amara faced bitter rejection. Neighbors shunned them openly, whispering harsh truths about their greed and cruelty. Isolated, they finally realized the terrible cost of their selfishness. Mama Ida continued caring lovingly for the elderly, transforming countless lives. Her heart found peace, comforted by the smiles around her. Each elder she sheltered whispered gratefully, "Mama Ada saved us from despair." Reflecting deeply, Mama Ada taught everyone a profound lesson clearly rooted in strong African wisdom. Honor and care for your parents always, as their sacrifices are irreplaceable. Ungratefulness leads only to ruin. Her words resonated through generations, reminding all of their moral duty. Mama Ada's story became legendary, told by elders and parents alike, warning children gently, yet powerfully, of the dangers of disrespect and greed. In her kindness, Mama Ada had triumphed, teaching everyone the timeless importance of gratitude and love, lessons etched forever in their hearts. Besties, tell me one special thing about your mom that you absolutely love. Is it something she cooks just for you? Or a little habit that only she has? Drop a comment and write a sweet message for your mom. Let's make her day today.